Hey, what's up Transformdom? This is Ben here, and let's take a look at this brown box. What a beautiful brown box it is. So this box look from the side, the front, the back. So let's open this puppy up. I wonder what could it be? Big brown box. Whoopie-doopie-doo. Yes, it is the Flatback MP-44 KO. Now I bought this on behalf of a friend. Thank you, Bag, for letting me take a look at this. Will not be transforming the guy, the dude. The heck? This is supposed to be for the chest piece, but it's up here. But anyway, let's take a look. Let's take a look at this toy. Okay, the leg seems to be tapped in pretty good. I will not be transforming this guy because from my past experience, you can see my last video, when I transform this toy, this shins here will tap in as well. So I won't be transforming him. The unpainted parts does feel cheap to the touch. Definitely doesn't have that premium look and feel. But being a new toy straight out of the box, it definitely feels good and steady. Pretty darn good. The knees feel a bit funny. I think it's an improvement from my personal copy of the MP-44 KO from the get-go. Yeah, from the get-go. But this part here seems to be, really out of alignment. Yeah, look at the gapping hole in here. Ooh. All right, so let's get down to the review. So here's the Flatback MP-44 KO with all the accessories laid out. So let's first take a look at his ion blaster. So you can see the ion blaster is slightly painted. We also have this very nice translucent blast effects. Should peg very well indeed. So that is excellent. Let's see how Optimus Prime hold the gun. Yep, not the best grip. He also comes with this Autobot insignia that you can replace by removing this little peg on piece here. Gotta use an X-Acto knife, but because this is not my toy, I'm not gonna try it out. So there you go. It proof of concept. It will go up there, and it's not like a tune accurate type of insignia, so it's not gonna look as good as the original. We also have this Energon X, but the problem is when they installed this little peg here, they did not line it up here, so you gotta unscrew it to kind of rotate everything around. So again, the QC ain't the best, and it will fit nicely once it's on. We also have additional helmets. So this is the battle damaged helmet, and like the previous MP-44 KO, there's this little piece here that's supposed to, on the authentic, you're supposed to pull out the head and peg it in, but it has the whole bowl peg slot in there that you're supposed to pull out the entire head and just slot this in, and it's not an easy fit for sure. You also have this battle damaged piece where it will fit on one of the abs like that, so it comes in like that installed, so that's cool. You also have the Starscream head, very nice Starscream head. You can see the original MP-44 peg piece here, and you have the shoulder piece, which is kind of hard to fit onto the toy. There's no real peg here I can find due to the updated backpack piece here, so no real place for me to install it. So at a certain angle it will look quite okay, but it will fit very nicely on my authentic MP-44. We also have this Season 1 Optimus Prime head, and it's painted quite nicely like all the rest, and it has the same kind of slot, so I'm not gonna install this on the toy. And finally we have this little backpack. So will it fit on the modified MP-44 KO? There's nothing for me to really clip on, so yeah, it won't fit, but it will fit very nicely on the authentic MP-44 backpack. So here are the two primes side by side, the imposter and the real deal. So under the floodlights, which of these do you think it looks better? Which of these do you think looks more finished, more premium, right? It's very hard to detect behind the camera, but definitely in hand, I know which one looks more premium, it has to be this one. The extra coating of clear coat finish definitely makes this toy pop a lot more with its paint job and that finishing. This guy is unpainted. You can see the plastic marks everywhere, you know, throughout the toy. The finishing on the forearms on the KO looks a little bit unpolished. You got gaps here, you got indentation gaps here. Same thing on, you know, on the other side. It just doesn't really want to tab in place. So it looks very unfinished. On the authentic, yeah, it looks more clean. Everything looks more finished. Yeah, everything seems to be better tabbed in. And the finishing on this toy is very good. There's no gap issues. And I don't know whether this will hold after a transformation. So I'm not going to transform this guy. It's not my toy. And the gap here is really pronounced. Look at the gap on the side here. And the gap on the side there. It's really pronounced on the KO. On the authentic, it's a little better. You know, it's more covered in. Maybe I can press this a little bit, but it's not as bad, right? It's not as bad as the KO. So in terms of look and feel and shelf presence, you got to give it to the authentic. Now let's get down to the articulation. The authentic MP-44 has a softer ratchet. The bicep swivel, ooh, a little loose, not as loose as the KO, but still holds its place. Ratcheted elbows, friction elbow, but very tight. Fingers are super tight on the pin. Oh yeah, fingers are also very tight on the pin. Let's do the lift test. See, everything comes loose a little bit. Everything feels solid. Waist. Ab crunch is there, very good. Waist swivel, nice. Oof. Ab crunch is very tight. Swivel is there, not as loose as the KO. Knee kick up is very good. Bend is very nice. And I dare to do that on the KO. For this guy, oof, I don't even know if I dare to kick. I will dare to kick him up. That's not a problem. There's a bit of a ratchet and everything tightens very nicely. I don't really dare to bend the knee on this guy because this is the first issue. So I'm going to be a bit more delicate when it comes to playing with this MP-44. I hope they reissue MP-44 with a fixed knee. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. I'm gonna chicken out. It's an expensive toy. Very nicely done. It's very tight and has a ratchet as well. Wow, very tight. So that is it for the MP-44 Flatback KO compared to the authentic. So what do I think about this toy? Well, I think that definitely the pro has to be the side profile. Look at that. It looks very nice, very clean indeed compared to the backpack that is present in the original MP-44. There's an added ratchet joint, so that's pretty cool at the elbow, although you really don't need that. The bad thing is that the plethora of accessories that comes with the KO will not fit because of the new backpack. The finishing is just not as good as the authentic. Some joints are looser, some joints are comparable or even a little harder, like the hip joints. But the one big problem with the KO is that the shelf presence isn't there, in my opinion. When you put this toy next to your Vans toys, X-Transbots toys, or your other Takara toys, it's just not gonna have that. It's just not gonna gel well. You know, it's not gonna have a cohesive look because this doesn't look as premium. I'm just saying what I feel. But to muck around, to play around, it's a great toy. To pose around, I think it's a great toy. So if you don't have an authentic MP-44 and you just want something to fool around and play around with, I think this is an okay buy, definitely. However, being a KO, you might get a good copy, you might not get a good copy. And I will not recommend transforming this guy because I'm afraid may not tab in. That's just my opinion based on my experience with their second version of this toy. So those are my thoughts. What are yours? Please leave them in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and share buttons and also smash the sub and bell icons for more future vids. Again, this is Ben signing off and I'll see you on the flip side.